Finally, the chef was back and cooking.
Bonte, it's all about Steph Curry every night. And tonight he delivered. You could tell the Warriors had their confidence, their swag back. Offensively, the points were there. But I think more importantly, put everyone in their proper roles. They all felt more comfortable. And just another dynamic performance by Steph Curry.
Yeah, the leader was back. I know guys felt a lot comfortable out there with just going out there playing hard, not overthinking the game. And it looked like everybody was comfortable. Guys, from jump, like we said, they started off from the jump, and guys showed up for them.
Steph Curry, 18 points in that first half, 14 in the third quarter after missing 5 games with a bruised tailbone. And at times he got bumped and bruised. It looked like he was compromised a bit, but he came back out in the second half and had a monster third quarter as we send it back to Fitz and Buki here for some live reaction in just a second. Well, let's look at the third quarter stats. 16-7 run to end the third quarter here as the Warriors took control of the game.
No doubt. And here's the pull-up game. Steph comes off a nice Draymond screen. They back off him here. A rhythm 3, nothing but net. It's incredible how he can come off. Because, Darrell, I'm not quite sure he's able to do a whole lot of training with that tailbone injury. And he just looks sharp as ever.
Hey, Mother, you know how it is. Fresh legs. He had those fresh legs. Like you said, Bonte was a little banged up out there, but he got through it. He led, and his guys followed him. So to see him get back out there tonight and put a performance like that out there, it's good to see him back on the court.
Draymond played a great game. Wiseman was terrific tonight. And I think it all had to do with Steph Curry's presence. He brought the passion, the joy that he brings to his teammates, and the fear that he puts in his opponents.
65 first half points, and all 5 starters scored their double figures here. We'll get the Wiseman, we'll get the Wiggins, but one person we won't talk about in this A block is Kelly Oubre Jr., who was the talk of a lot of trades, whether or not he would be a Warrior after Thursday's deadline. 18 points, 11 rebounds, and he was active on both ends of the floor tonight, Darrell.
Yeah, he was playing bully ball. He was getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line, and just using his athleticism. We always talk about the athleticism, how much of an athlete he is, and that was on display tonight. When a 3-ball isn't falling for him, he's in attack mode, and he's always doing something to help the team. Getting 11 rebounds, that was big time as well, but he was in attack mode all night.
And as Darrell said, the NBA is full of great athletes, and he's one of the best in the league. His toughness physically, his defense, and mentally he's a tough guy. He really is. He's played through some tough stretches. He's figured out the offensive side of the ball, and his defense has been consistent the whole season.
All right, Draymond Green, look, he had the 3-ball going tonight. He didn't take a shot on Friday night. Didn't score anything in 27 minutes, but he had the 9 assists. We were just begging, hey, Day-Day, shoot the ball, because the Warriors are 9-1 when he scores 8+ points in a basketball game. Well, guess what? He scored 8+ points tonight. As we look at this Draymond Green video, he was dishing, he was moving, he was doing his thing on the basketball floor tonight. Draymond Green with a very good game.
Absolutely, and he took the shots that he felt comfortable taking when he wanted to take them. They were there all night for him. His floor game is always spectacular. He's, a lot of times finding Steph Curry, but here Steph Curry goes right back to him. I mean, that looks like a perfect 3-point shot to me. I see no reason why he can't knock them down on a consistent basis. And then you mix in the runners.
Yep.
Just a great offensive performance, an overall performance by Draymond Green. But his aggressive offensively, Darrell, it adds another dimension that I think the Warriors need.
Yeah, and it's keeping the defense honest at that. When he's looking for a shot to shoot 5 threes, that's what we're looking for from Day-Day to do. And mixing it up as well, because when he's playing downhill, he's finding Wiseman and a dunker. It just opens up the whole floor.
And he's smiling, Bully. He's smiling. And let's see if he smiles with Fitz and Buki here as he sat down with the 2 broadcasters after the game, after the Warriors snapped their 4-game losing streak.
Well, Draymond, you did it all. Not only rebounding, defense, leadership, but all the love for the family there at the end of the game. It's a good night for the family there at the end of the game. It's a good night for everyone.
Absolutely. It's great to see my family here, but also to see my baby girl here.
There you go.
She's 6 months old, so I think this is her 2nd game. That's who I really went up there to see. My baby girl, obviously, my wife and my 2 big babies, but I had to go see my baby and let her know why she's at the game.
All right, so you're the truth teller. How important was this game for 26 games left? But, the road trip coming, Steph coming back. I mean, this was almost like circle this game, end the losing streak, and get this one.
I think more so than the losing streak was just the way we've competed these last couple games, or the lack thereof of competition these last couple games, especially on the defensive end. So it was a very important game for us, and, we came out and we played like that. And, we were able to come out with the win. Obviously, Steph being back always helps a ton. So it was a good win for us.
And you guys were locked in defensively this game. You set the tone on that side of the floor, especially in that second half. They were really hot like you guys were in the first half and had a tougher time in the second half. Talk about the work you did on Zach LaVine. Just tough shots. You made him take tough shots the whole night.
Well, you got to give Kelly a lot of credit. Bays, when he came in, was on him, get them guys a lot of credit. They were great. Wise was better in this pick and roll coverage tonight, him and Loon, and they did the job on him. It's never a one-man job when you're facing a dynamic scorer like Zach. But, those guys collectively did the job, and, that's why we're able to come out with the win.
All right, so give us the style points on the shot from the logo and the follow-through. That looked pretty good, and you held the follow-through the whole time.
You know what? As soon as it left my hand, to say I knew it was good from the logo is crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm Steph, but it felt good when it left my hand, and I knew it would be somewhere in the vicinity of going in. I just couldn't tell whether it was really going to go in or not, but it felt good when it left my hand.
All right, Draymond, we want to bring in Sally Kay from Alameda, part of Dub Nation. Sally, you have the final question for Draymond Green.
Hi, Dre. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, Sally.
How does this win help the team's momentum going forward?
It'll help a lot. It's always good to get a win, get back on the winning track. With our team, it's been an up and down year for us. So going out on the road, 3 or 4 games, this was a very important one. Also, I think we had lost 4 in a row. So, you don't want to let that skid get to going too far. So getting Steph back helped a lot. It's a very important win for not only for the momentum, but the confidence of this team.
Hey, it's season high in threes for you, Draymond. 3 of them. The usual great defense, a phenomenal passing. We appreciate you stopping.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Draymond.
All right, that is the one and only Draymond Green. Warriors needed this one. You could tell Day-Day kind of laid it out there. It's one they wanted to take care of the Bulls, and long trip out to Miami next.
Welcome back to Warriors Post Game Live, presented by Toyota. Chris Mullin, Darrell Wright, and Ponce Hill. And you saw Draymond Green there, happy, playing, hitting the 3 ball. He said it looked good, felt good with that deep logo shot. Well, let's talk about the guy who makes those logo shots famous, and that's Steph Curry. Missed the last 5 games with the bruised tailbone. Warriors looked out of sorts and out of sync Thursday and Friday against Sacramento and Atlanta. Having him back in the lineup, you saw early on, Darrell, 18 first half points. Third quarter, got it cooking with 14, and the chef did what he did, scoring 32 points tonight.
Yeah, he had a great night, especially for a guy that missed so many games, and with an injury, that's a tough one. So for him to come back and be aggressive like that, and then having his teammates follow his lead was super impressive, man. And when you got a guy like this out there on the court, it brings the best out of you. So he did a great job. I'm happy to see him back in the lineup as well.
Yeah, when he comes off these screens, off the dribbles, it's attracting so much attention. And if you make a mistake on him, whether he's on his knees or not, he's going to make you pay. And the attention that he commands from the defense just opens up so many opportunities for his teammates. You can't underestimate that. And his teammates stepped up. We had 5 guys in double figures. They all played a great game. The ball was moving. And they just played with some joy and some passion, and they stepped up with the physicality. You could coming in, you thought the rebounds were going to be a problem with Vukovic and Mark, and then they had some big bodies. And Tice came over. They were even on the boards. The game 6 of 24 from the 3-point line is how they won the game. Mm-hmm. And also, they kept the Bulls off the free throw line.
Yes,
that was a huge factor.
Stop fouling. One of the worst teams in the league at fouling. Bazemore picked up an early one in the second quarter, but you heard Fitz there in the first quarter saying, wow, Warriors hadn't picked up a foul till like the last 15 seconds of that quarter, so the Warriors did a good job not fouling, rebounding the ball, and they slowed down Zach LaVine too defensively. Bulls scored 60 in that first half. Warriors held them to 42 in the second half, partly due to James Wiseman. Give the young man some credit here. 4 block shots, 12 points, 5 rebounds, ran the floor well, and we heard from him at halftime. He tried to make life difficult, Mully, for Vucevic. I thought he held his own tonight against the All-Star.
This was a great game by James Wiseman. Great bounce-back game after 2 tough performances. You see the stats there, very efficient, but his activity offensively and defensively, I know his teammates are happy and proud of him tonight.
Great game by the young fella tonight. Guarding the all-star, making it hard on him. Didn't give him anything easy. A few tough shots that he made, but his activity, his efficiency from the field tonight, and the 4 blocks, come on, that's a bonus right there. He did a great job tonight.
And you brought up Zach LaVine. I thought they were very disciplined with him. They kept the ball in front, and when he got off the three-point line, they contested without fouling. He wound up being 4 for 16. It was an off night for him, but sometimes you have to let the opponent miss some shots.
Right.
Those are shots they were fouling in the past and not getting the reward for their good defense.
No doubt, a nice bounce-back night for James Wiseman. 2 good, solid games in a row after that tough outing against the Sacramento Kings, running the floor well, defending the ball, and it all starts with Draymond Green, though. And Draymond offensively here from the logo. Yeah. Oh, hold it up, Bully. Hold it up, Bully, from the logo.
Hey, gotta leave it.
Oh, you gotta hold it up there.
Kalena said he got his legs into it, and Draymond said as soon as it left my hand, I didn't know it, but it felt good.
You gotta leave it up there, D, right? Come on, man. That's the right way right there.
That's right,
gooseneck.
Draymond Green, you saw him smiling. The family was there at Chase Center. So a good night all around for the Golden State Warriors. Again, all 5 starters in double figures tonight as the Warriors get ready to head on the road for a 3-game road trip. We'll hear from the head coach coming up here on Warriors Post Game Live, presented by Toyota.
Warriors Post Game Live is presented.
Back here as the Warriors hold serve tonight against the Bulls. They're a half game behind Memphis, game and a half behind San Antonio as they've been free falling. I'm not talking about Tom Petty in the Western Conference standings here. The Warriors trying to get up to Portland there, 5.5 behind Portland. If they want to catch the Blazers, they have to go on a run right away here, Mully. But tonight we saw the sense of urgency. You know, the Bulls were giving it to them in the first half, scoring 60 points in that first half and shooting over 50%. The sense of urgency there in the third quarter was something we wanted to see tonight, and we saw it.
Well, the consistency of discipline defensively was the key to tonight, I thought. Offensively, we knew they were going to be better with Steph Curry back in the lineup, so offense was not a problem. But defensively, not fouling was a key in my mind. They wound up, the Bulls shot 52%, but just 6 of 24 from the three-point line. So that's contesting without fouling, and they were even on the boards, which was a concern coming in. So the Warriors outscored them 16-6 from the three-point line. And a big part of that was the discipline defensively, to play good defense, contest without fouling.
Yeah, and those were 2 of the keys, before the game. It was the defensive end, holding their hat on the defensive end and stopping the bleed. And so they looked like they were locked in. They looked like they were all on the same page. So you love to see them play like that. And they understand the position they're in, to be a playoff team. And they got to stop that bleeding, and they got to turn some of these losses into wins.
And then pregame, we talked, the Bulls came in last in the league with turnovers. So the Warriors forced 19 turnovers, and those turnovers get them out in the open floor where the good shots are. You get some rim runs and get everyone feeling good about themselves.
Bulls shot 60% in that first half. 60%, 60 points, and this is coming after the Atlanta game, the Sacramento game, or the Warriors in Philadelphia as well, where they're just giving up buckets and buckets. What changed in that second half? What do you see from the Warriors defensively in that second half against this Bulls team?
I thought they defended the three-ball line pretty well. 6 for 24. They took the 3 out the game. So you'll live with 2s in today's game, especially if you're making 16 threes on the other end. So defending the three-point line was super important, and then making it hard on Zach LaVine. They made it hard on him. Like Mully mentioned, they contested shots. It was late contests, and they didn't let him get going.
And the discipline to not overreact to teams making shots. You're not going to always get teams for 48 minutes to miss. But like I said, they shot 52% overall, but just 6 of 24 from the three-point line, and the Warriors made 16 threes, and they kept them off the free throw line. I think they were just 8 for 11.
Yep.
So those are 2 big factors, and they forced 19 turnovers, right? And they were even on the boards. That's how you win the game. And Steph Curry comes back.
Oh, yeah, Steph Curry as well, right? 32 points. You think that helped, Willie? As we look at the scoreboard here, the Warriors snapped their 4-game losing streak before they head on the road to take on, I want to say Tampa Bay, but it's the Toronto Raptors who are playing in Tampa this year. They take on the Miami Heat, and then Sunday against Atlanta, who they just saw last Friday night. All 5 starters scoring in double figures tonight, led by Steph Curry with 32 points, 6 threes, 11 to 24 from the floor. Let's hear from the head coach, Steve Kerr, and tonight's win over the Chicago Bulls.
Before we start, I just want to say congrats to my alma mater, to Adia Barnes and the Wildcats heading to the Final Four. First time in school history. So I'm happy, proud of my school. bear down. Who wants to start?
What was it like watching Steph tonight? Even, he seemed still a little bit hobbled on the tailbone, but what he did anyways.
Well, I mean, you guys know this, and I mean, it's so obvious. He changes everything. Just being out on the floor, the game becomes so much easier for the whole team, and so it opened things up for us. And I thought every guy on the floor played well. Every single guy out there. Wiggs and Kelly were fantastic. James really picking up the defensive coverages at 4 blocks. Loon and Bays off the bench, just fantastic. I could go on, but I just thought everybody followed suit, and that's the effect that Steph has. He makes the game easier for everybody.
Was there any concern with, he fell a few times and it was clearly still bothering him?
Yeah, I mean, with about 5 minutes left, when I took him out, I went over and checked with Rick because I saw him talking to Steph, and Rick said he's fine, and if you want him to play a few more possessions, no problem. But I think we were up 16 at the time, 18, and so we decided to take him out and got him out early, and so he's in the training room now, but he said he feels fine.
How did Steph change the?
Go ahead.
All right, sorry. How did Steph just change the energy and the effort before you said that he brings this confidence and swag to this team? And it felt like you guys were playing with a little more oomph tonight. Did Steph's return have anything to do with that?
Oh yeah, it had everything to do with it. He's the heart and soul of what we do. He and Draymond together are leaders, and what they do together complements one another and complements our whole team. So, I think the last few games, it's been tough without that dynamic of having Steph flying off screens and running pick and roll and spreading the floor and bringing his juice, bringing his life and energy to the game. So, we've been in a little rut and we needed him, and he came through.
James had one of his best two-way games of the season, it looked like, and he got a couple of buckets early on. How important is it for a guy, young like he is, to kind of get going early to get some confidence?
Yeah, I think, it's every game is important for James. He's learning so much. And it's the only way he can develop is through minutes on the floor. So good to see him out there for 28 minutes, and as I said, 4 block shots. I thought he was quicker to his rotations. Really battled. I mean, Vucevic is an all-star center, tough matchup, and I thought James really did a good job fighting and competing out there.
Steve, you mentioned before that you thought Andrew was, I guess, revived by the All-Star break. You're seeing him score and be as efficient as he was earlier this season. How important is that he's able to continue that over the final 6-8 weeks of the season?
Yeah, it's huge for us. Obviously, Andrew is one of our main weapons, and when Steph is out there scoring, and then we're able to shift the defense over towards him, and then it gives Andrew a little more room to roam. And when he's attacking and shooting the 3-ball well, like he's been doing now the last couple of weeks, that's when we're at our best. So I think Andrew's been rock solid since the All-Star break.
Coach Mark Haynes, obviously it's only one game, one win, but how good does it feel to end a losing streak like this?
Well, it's losing is miserable. And when you go through a stretch, 4 straight losses, it covers a week. The whole week is miserable. That's the life that we live, So when you win, it's euphoric. Everybody's happy. Food tastes better. You sleep better, the whole deal. So, this is what it's about, is trying to put it together and get wins so that we can all feel better and our fans can feel better, and hopefully we can gain a little momentum from this. And I think I've told you guys the last couple of weeks, I think we're going to make a run down the stretch. I really believe that. And I thought tonight's game showed you why I believe that can happen. You know, we were pretty good out there tonight, and no reason why we can't continue this and get on a good streak.
I know you.
All right, Steve Kerr's feeling good. The Golden State Warriors are feeling good, and the fans feel good after a win like that. 4-game losing streak snapped at Chase Center before they head out on the. Steve Kerr tonight, you notice his rotations. He went to that playoff-type 9-man rotation. Nico Mannion didn't see a lot of minutes tonight, only 6 minutes, 25 seconds. He kept it tight. You see Oubre with the 35 minutes. Draymond played 33 and Wiggins 34. He wanted his team locked in and focused with their starters moving forward, and he believes this core right here can go on a run over the last 25 games.
And he wanted to stop that 4-game losing streak with a nice home win before they go on the road. And we talked pregame about Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre Jr. remaining aggressive as they were without Steph Curry. And I thought they did that tonight. They both remained aggressive. They both had good games. Wiseman had a nice game. Draymond had an overall, floor game. He scored 11 points. So they kept the aggressiveness and inserted Steph Curry into the lineup. And as Steve mentioned, whether it be ball screens, if he's coming off down screens, Steph Curry just attracts so much attention. And the good players, they can do for themselves. The great superstar players like Steph Curry, just his mere presence makes the people around him better.
Yeah, and it's the tail end of the season now, so rotations is super important. You got to go with your guys. The guys that's going to go out there and compete at a high level. You've been changing different lineups to see what guys mesh together. So if they're serious about, making that playoff run, I think it's going to be super important to get guys gelling now. So once those playoffs come, guys have had a bunch of minutes together.
Ken Bazemore, 4 for 4 tonight, 9 points, +8 in the plus-minus department, giving Steve Kerr and company a nice 17 minutes. But look, it's the Mancini Highlight Zone coming up, and we're going to play the best of tonight's sound on 95.7 The Game from the all-female broadcast. Check this out.
So the Bulls cut the lead to 2, 6-4. Stephen Curry and the Warriors on top. Steph's first three from the right wing is up and good. Welcome back, Stephen Curry.
And what does that do? It just gives the whole team a nice exhale. Steph is back. Let's get in and dig in on the defensive end.
Well, you heard Steve Kerr say that in his pregame chat, too. They're just 69% from the stripe, and he misses the attempt to complete the three-point play. So 43-41 Bulls. Oubre curling from the right wing down to the left block, lays it up and off the glass, and then James Wiseman there for the offensive rebound and the putback.
Battle, James, battle. Exactly what he did on that possession.
That's what you wanted him to do. It's what you said pregame. Got some big veterans on Chicago's side, and we've got a moving Draymond Green now. Warriors want to push the pace a little bit. Curry curling, gives it back to Draymond, takes the straight-on triple, and hits. So that's good for Draymond. Saw him working on the three a lot in pregame. Wasn't hitting many, but hits his first attempt here tonight.
All right, so Draymond has taken 2 shots in this ballgame.
There we go. Double what he did on Friday against the Hawks. That is good news. 48-45.
A lot of people don't appreciate just how great he is.
Lob from Stephen Curry on the left elbow to James Wiseman, who jams it home.
Couldn't be a better start on the offensive end for Wiseman.
Well done, ladies. How about that, Mooney and Darrell?
That was awesome.
Kate Scott, Mary Murphy, 95.7 The Game. Great job at Chase Center. And Darrell Wright did a great job. We're going to take you to the right corner coming up here on Warriors Plus Game Live, presented by Toyota.